Today's a very special day. Why is that? It's because we got my very dear, close to my heart friend, Swervin' Irvin, Wiggle 4, and we'll get into that later, guys. Wiggle 4, Cole Irvin. Are you going to say anything? Are you getting a little camera shy?
I was kind of enjoying that for a second, so I was just letting you I was just going to let you keep going.
Nonetheless, it's Cole Irvin. Thank you so much for being on the show. It's our second episode, and to have you on the show, it's awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Dalton's speechless. Like, this guy can't even, like, he's so excited to have Cole on the show. It's unbelievable.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I thought I was just coming over to be the tech guy.
Well, you are. And you're also pretty entertaining too. So, hey, turn the tech guy into one of the hosts on the show.
Easy.
And you did come out with the bobblehead this past season, right?
Well, I didn't come out with it. Well, yeah, the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, our AAA team with the Phillies, they released Game of Thrones bobbleheads, and I was sitting on a throne. And that was in reference to the year before being the pitcher of the International League, which is the AAA league.
Which is awesome. Congratulations on that. And the bobblehead, it came out, I think it looks like you.
No, it doesn't. I look like Bran. If you've ever watched the Game of Thrones, I look like Bran, and Bran's the guy that's in the wheelchair. I foresee the future, though, so that's pretty cool.
That is cool. I thought it came out, it could have been worse, dude. It could have been a lot worse. But just to have a bobblehead, I don't have a bobblehead. Dalton doesn't have a bobblehead. Just to have a bobblehead, I mean, that's awesome. That's so cool. All right, so Dalton, what's new? What's going on with you?
Not much.
He's having some kombucha over there. That's what's new.
Sipping on kombucha.
Got those probiotics going. He's restarting his system, getting ready for tomorrow.
It's my second one for today.
Second one. And what are the benefits of kombucha? Because I know like so many people who are into health.
How do you like kombucha? Is it like a certain types of beer? Like, I can't get into kombucha, and like everyone on my team's into it, and I'm just not sold on it yet.
It's the best alternative to soda because it's like naturally carbonated and
organic and raw. I don't think I've ever had kombucha. I'm gonna have to take a swig.
They have different flavors. I like original. I don't know why, but my mom makes it at home.
How do you make
really
kombucha?
Have you been drinking it a long time?
Yeah, probably 4 years now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my mom's been making it for like 4 years.
Now, what's the? I mean, you would know better than I would because I care about my Velo pouch. Mm-hmm. You know, that's helps me throw helps me.
What, your what?
My Velo pouch.
What the hell?
You know about the Velo pouch?
What is the Velo pouch?
You know the Bartolo Colon Velo pouch.
No, I think that's when he goes up to a plate and he freaking hits home runs.
No, okay. So the Velo pouch is basically.
Dalton, wait, hold on. What's?
Try some of this.
Smell that.
Well, it's all warm now.
It smells like apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, I mean, it has like an apple cider vinegar taste.
I don't even know if I want to try that.
Do it.
That's warm.
Do it. Please do it. Please do it.
This is ice cold. This is delicious.
I'm literally like my eyes like are watering right now. Like, and that's like the first sign of like throwing up. Like, that's terrible.
Oh wait, Brian, isn't it true that if you have anything healthy, you know, it's not necessarily going to help your system the next day?
For me, yeah. I mean, Dalton tries to get me like to eat like non-GMO, grass-fed, no MSG, and I honestly try to eat this stuff, and it just goes right through me. Like, it doesn't even take a day. It's like maybe 6 hours, 12 hours later.
I think
it's
probably
not to be gross.
It's probably flushing all the bad stuff out.
But like, why even like go through that? Like when I go eat like a Krispy Kreme donut, I feel so good. And even last night we were out last night at Yard House, which I love. Shout out Yard House.
Sponsor the channel, guys.
Having some food, and you're eating nacho. I've never seen you eat that bad. But it was
a nacho.
Nachos. You're having steak, and I don't even know if it was organic. I don't know if it was I don't know if it was organic or non-GMO or grass-fed, which is against your like whole nutrition.
No, well, you can't be 100% all the time. You know,
all right, I'm gonna try this. I've been holding this on. Let me try real quick.
All right. Out of 10, how would you recommend it to a friend?
I don't know, maybe a 6 or 7. It's not that bad, but it's not that good either.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
Try that.
I'm sure the Coca-Cola is probably
I've
way
had
better.
this before. I know what it tastes like.
Yeah. But anyways, so Dalton's trying this food, and I was surprised he actually ate it. And I said, honestly, is it not like you don't like the taste, or is it just more of like the health of Yard House food. Not just
I
Yard
like
House
Yard
food.
House food.
I know, but like just the whole like nutritional benefits that you get from it, because I know you're super healthy.
Yeah.
I remember asking you last night, you go, it's not that I don't like it because the food tastes really good, but it's just like how it makes you feel and how like the performance in the gym. And
Well, I think the difference for me is I like the taste of healthy food. So that's why if I hated it, if I thought it was disgusting, I probably wouldn't eat it. But I love it and it's good for you and it makes me feel good. So why would I not continue to eat that?
see, and I guess, I mean, everybody can get better at their diet, but it's like super easy just to go to like Chick-fil-A and get like a chicken sandwich, like I want to get better at my diet, but I guess it's like super convenient, if
Cole, what's your diet like from a professional athlete?
Well, we're still in off season, so there is no diet.
What about like during season?
During season, I mean, we get 3 or 4 catered meals a day. When you're in the big leagues, it's even better. You're having you got a chef in every clubhouse you go to,
which is so nice.
And everything. I mean, we had anywhere from oxtail to to swordfish to marlin I mean, we had some crazy. We had goat one time, like goat shanks.
Goat shanks?
Yeah.
What is a goat shank?
Well, it's like lamb shanks. Like it's like I forget what part. I think it's the shoulder. I think that's what it is. What shanks are.
Was it any good?
Yeah. I mean, it's really good. I mean, it's cooked so tender that you can't like say it's bad.
Yeah.
And but like whenever I go to restaurants and stuff, I look for stuff that's like bison burgers and stuff like that because I think those are so good.
It has like double the protein versus regular beef.
Yeah, but okay, so a protein to protein, right? Mm-hmm. We kind of understand what we're talking about here. What's for you? Where do you think you're getting most of your protein?
From meat, for sure.
That's where you.
From
I'm
chicken,
trying to change that
steak.
up
Because meat is the most anabolic protein there is.
But different types of protein affect your body differently. Like if you ate like vegan protein, it's different than getting like protein from meat, correct?
And it's like a protein powder and you have to get all the essential amino acids. And steak and chicken has all the 8 essential
Yeah, but
amino
I'm
acids
always
that you
questioning chicken though.
need. Why is that?
Chicken, there's just a surplus of it. You go anywhere. I mean, you go to Yard House last night, right? How many chicken dishes are on that menu?
That's why I eat.
That bothers me because it's like,
right.
man, I don't know how natural that chicken is. Did he live a free life? I don't know.
And that brings another question. Like Dalton, in your opinion, does free range chickens like affect the quality of the egg?
Free range and cage free and all that doesn't really mean anything. It's just a marketing tactic.
What about like brown eggs and white eggs?
You want to look for pasture raised organic eggs. Those eggs are going to be, they're going to be fed right. They're going to be treated right. They're actually living a normal chicken life versus the conventional stuff you buy at a restaurant.
Right.
They're treated like they're tortured and it's horrible.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that at all. That's why I don't eat that kind of meat.
So like during the season, so let's get back on topic. Like during the season for me, my meals are consisting of a lot of vegetables and I have to have beans. For whatever reason, beans have more natural proteins and benefits of fiber and all that for your.
I'm sure Chrissy loves you having beans too.
For your gut health, it's beneficial to you. I'm not sure if you knew that, but I've been educating myself. Is it true? I mean, for you, I mean, we know each other. We know what you do. I'm sure you guys touched on it a little bit, right? Introducing yourselves in the last episode.
Yeah.
Touched on it. We should get into that. Let's get into that later tonight.
Okay, all right. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But for what you do, it's important that you're kind of always trying to find a way to stay lean and getting everything that you need, even on a pinch.
Yeah, yeah. For me, like when I travel and stuff, I'm always looking for ways to get my protein. If I'm having to go to the store and get some canned sardines or canned tuna, I always got to make sure every day I have my quality proteins.
Isn't that high in sodium though? Like, wouldn't that still affect?
Usually I get the no sodium, but sodium, you don't have to be afraid of sodium.
Yeah.
It's especially natural like sea salt. That's really healthy.
Right.
You don't want the iodized soda, like table salt. That's horrible for you.
Yeah. What's your cheat meal?
Yard House.
Yard House.
Well, Dalton did say last night though, he goes, when you enjoy what you eat, I mean, it's not every day is a cheat meal.
Yeah. Like I said to you, like you like what you eat. Why would you ever feel like you have to divert and indulge in something else, but because you like what you eat every day. You eat what you want, and that's what I do.
See, but I mean, especially coming from like an athlete's, like for instance, Cole, you're in the big leagues. You know, it's a grueling season. Was it 162 games?
Yeah, 185 days or something like that.
It's insane. I mean, you guys are playing pretty much 6-7 days a week, and you guys will travel to what, 3 different cities in a week?
I would think we did 4 in a week.
That's that's just
September.
insane in and of itself, because you pull up to a city and sometimes it's what, 4 a.m, 5 a.m, and then you get what, a couple hours of sleep, and then you got to be at the ballpark by noon or 1 o'clock and get your workout in, get a meal in, and get warmed up, and then it's game time.
Right.
So I think it's so crucial for athletes, and you know better than I do, because I played baseball up into college, but you're playing at the most elite level, so you have to be at peak performance every single day. So what goes into your body is more important than anything else.
Well, it's like I got asked a question today. I had brunch with my dad and his girlfriend, and it was important. Rebecca, my dad's girlfriend, mentioned, "Hey, I notice you're not drinking as much." And I was like, "Yeah, it's January, it's crunch time, and that's why I got to start, thinking about all that I'm doing." Wow, we set the mood in here. whoever the lights person is here does a pretty good job. Whoa, we're setting. Whoa, what are we doing here?
It's a little too dark.
What are we doing here, lights person?
Amanda's controlling the lights. We did touch on it last episode. We will get her on one of the future episodes. She's a little shy. She wants to see how it's all going to play out. She wants to get a little more comfortable, but I think she's going to be a great attribute to the podcast. And she'll give a female perspective as well.
She's
Amanda,
doing a great job with the
do a
lights.
swing around the camera again.
Just kind of do a slow, princess wave.
Introduce yourself.
And we not only need to get Amanda on the podcast, but we need to get Cole's fiance.
Yeah,
Chrissy.
Yeah, we got to get Chrissy on here.
Yes.
Amanda, you know what we should do is have Amanda and Chrissy get on the same podcast.
We need to.
That would make both of them probably at ease. And Mama T.
Hold on.
Ooh, Mama T. That'd be great.
What's Chrissy's IG? We need to give her a shout out, get her some more followers.
Kristen Beat. Kristen_Beat.
Give her a follow, guys. Anyways, you're newly engaged.
Yes, I am.
How long?
Engaged.
Couple weeks.
No, it's been. I think it's about a month. I think we reached the month mark.
Wow! Congratulations. That's so awesome. And like the way you did it, you went to Hawaii. You picked up the ring. Like, tell us the whole story. How did it go down?
Well, what part of the story? I mean, that's
from ordering the ring all the way to getting down on one knee.
How long did you have it planned out before you?
I had it planned out in July of what I was gonna do. Our trip, where we were going, and all that. Because her birthday was around Thanksgiving and Christmas time, so it's I kind of sandwiched the trip right in between. And so it kind of was a twofer on that one, Christmas gift, and
that's so cool.
Or 3-fer, really, but yeah. So the ring planning wasn't all that hard. I went. I called my buddy that's in Seattle, Max. We'll leave his connection in the description below, but he really helped me out, and he had the ring to me within like 3 days.
Did you get insurance on the ring?
Oh yeah, I got it.
Awesome.
Like it was all done for me. Like Max
Very cool.
went above and beyond for me, and
he shipped it straight from Washington down to Orange County.
I wasn't in Orange County at the time,
okay, right.
But I paid him cash, and yeah, and it was great. And I was teasing Kristen, and I got the ring in September.
Awesome.
And yeah, and I tried to hide it from her, and she was questioning me a couple times because I was trying to be super secretive, and I was trying to be all quiet about the situation, about who I'm talking to, and wasn't trying to hide anything, but I was also trying to be this is for you, don't freak out. It was definitely a struggle. And then 2 weeks before we were moving out of North Carolina to come back to California to be with our families, I ended up just saying, "Hey, babe, so we're gonna be going to Kauai for a vacation," and come to find out, her mom told me a couple of weeks later that it was her first actual vacation. Like she'd never flown anywhere and took a vacation. So
really?
So that kind of made it really special for us, and especially for her. I thought we had a blast. We saw Jurassic Falls, which was really cool. And we did a lot of other cool things. Went on a catamaran trip, and I kind of had to go all out. It was her first vacation, so it made sense.
The helicopter ride, that was sick. Like
Yeah.
I want to do that. We all got to do that like one day in the future.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
was so awesome.
We will. Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, so you're in Hawaii. You have this ring. Are you like freaking out the entire time? Because you did it towards the end of the trip, right?
I was freaking out before I got to Kauai, like before even like the day before, because I hadn't asked her dad yet. Oh. And it wasn't like that I planned to try to do that. It was the fact that I was just nervous talking to him, and the times that I went to go talk to him, I'm not sure if he did it purposefully or not, but he bailed. Like he was gone.
He loves you though.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Wait, so you asked him right before?
I asked him, and I asked Dennis and Ryan, her brother, in the race shop. They have a race team in the race shop the day before, and showed them the ring. We actually got the approval and had an hour talk about what Kristen means to them, and that was
cool.
amazing. When anyone has the opportunity to ask permission from family, do it, because you learn a lot about the people that you're marrying into and marrying and combining your families with, and it meant a lot for sure to do that and hear the things they said about Kristen, because it made me want to do everything that they've said about her as well.
Is Chrissy the only daughter in the family?
Yeah.
So it's daddy's little girl. So did that make it a little tougher on the dad? I would imagine it would, because if I had a daughter,
well, his quote was, when I asked him, he goes, "Oh, I knew this was coming. Dang, you didn't give me any time to think about this, did you?" And I was like, "Absolutely not." I was like, "I tried asking you other times, but you left." And he kind of acknowledged it, but I think he dodged that one too. So, but yeah, it was a funny situation.
So you get permission, and the day leading up, the morning of, the night before.
Night before, yeah.
Okay.
So the night before, Kristen's like, "All right, so we're gonna do a hike. I'm gonna wear these joggers," and I already I was smart in thinking I'm gonna take the moment of us being engaged and actually take the engagement photos during that time. Mm-hmm. Well, it just so happened the rain was coming in. We were in Kauai, and this is supposed to be the rainy season of Kauai. We hadn't had an ounce of rain for 4 days while we were there before the proposal.
Wow.
The morning of, we're standing on this cliff. It's howling wind. And if you've ever seen the movie 6 Days, 7 Nights, I proposed on the same rock that the movie sets in.
That's so pretty high up there, isn't it?
It's actually not. It's really not that high. They make it look so much taller than it actually is. But it was a really cool, really accessible. It's right next to the beach. It's really, really neat. But I already had a photographer lined up.
And that's so important too, because pictures, women love pictures. I'm sure Chrissy, you're going to love it in the future, but Chrissy's going to be obsessed with the pictures in the future.
Yeah,
especially in the moment like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the coolest part about it was, the photographer texted me and was like, "Hey, or emailed me and said, 'Hey, I'm going to act like I'm there for the sunrise.'" Well, it was cloud cover. There was no sunrise. So I was shit out of luck.
And it was early in the morning, right?
It was early in the morning. Yeah. Okay. Sunrise was at 7:04. So we were up at 6:15. But the morning before, or the afternoon before, she was, "All right, I'm going to wear my joggers. I'm going to do this." I'm like, "Honey, you can wear some nicer stuff."
So she knew something was up, because you were saying, "Hey, wear some nicer stuff."
Yeah. And I told her what I was going to wear, and I think she knew, but she also has been the one that's been super excited.
Look at Amanda. Amanda's over here saying, "Oh, she knew. She definitely."
Oh, I know. I know she knew. Yeah, she told me she knew. And then, but anyway, I was on it when I asked her to marry me. I didn't even get the question out. I was telling her how much I love her and telling her,
So she
going
knew.
on.
She already knew.
Going on, and she was literally wrapped around my neck before
That's so awesome.
before I could even get the question out. And I had to tell Chris, I was like, "Babe, let me at least get the ring out and ask." And so it ended up being amazing, and we captured the moment. The sun actually came out for the engagement photo part.
That's awesome.
And so, but it was just really windy up there during the act, so you can see my belly in some of the photos.
The pictures came out great, though. I saw them on your IG, and you sent us some pictures when it happened, and it came out so beautiful and like awesome for you guys.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And so, next step, are you guys going to be getting married anytime soon? Is it going to be a long engagement?
It's going to be a long engagement for us. For the people at home that don't know, is like we travel so much, and we spend a lot of time apart.
Let them know what Chrissy does.
Kristen covers motorsports, a couple different sports, but she covers sports for NBC Sports and Fox Sports. Obviously two big networks, but she loves what she does, and I love what I do, and that's the reason why we want to do the long engagement, is because we want to value each other's time in the jobs and careers that we want to do, because this is our dream. This is both of our dreams. We're living it out, and we want to support each other. So we're thinking long engagement and live with each other, and because we don't live with each other for most of the year, and that's definitely challenging. But at the same time, we don't value the time, or we don't undervalue the time that we're together.
So after 3 years, you guys are still going to be traveling a lot, right? You're still going to be. Are you planning on still playing ball then?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's kind of just making sure that we get set in our careers, and we save as much as we can. Because the older we get, the tougher it is to retire, I feel like. Yeah. But yeah, so I think that's the reason why we're waiting a while, is just to make sure that we're compatible. And I know we are. I don't have any doubts of anything. It's more so just making sure that we spend that time together. It's important to us.
And you guys are just so great together too. And long distance is hard enough on any relationship. Right. But, the love you guys have for each other, and you guys are both chasing your dream, but at the end of the day, you guys are just, pretty much one. I think that's awesome. So long distance relationships do work, and you guys are proof of it. As long as you guys are, pursuing what you guys want to pursue, chasing your dreams and doing what you love, at the end of the day, you guys cherish that time you guys have together. I think it's going to work, like, no matter what. Yeah. And me and Amanda love hanging out with you both. You guys are so much fun, and you guys are the power couple. Honestly, you guys are.
We're not. We enjoy hanging out with you guys. We enjoy. I think Kristen enjoys hanging out with Amanda a little bit more than she does you. But
thanks for the honesty.
But I know we have a lot of fun together, and the biggest thing is we need to get you and Amanda figured out. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that on a podcast.
I agree with that.
But it's like so crazy, because we got a newly engaged male right here. I've been dating Amanda it's going on 5 years this spring, which is insane because it just goes so quickly.
It does.
And then we got single Dalton. So we're getting like
3 different.
Okay, hang on. I got some questions for you for Dalton. What would you say for him in his dating life? Because you're in a successful long-term relationship. Yeah, you guys have fights, but you guys are still.
But every relationship, it's not even fights. It's just arguments.
Yes, every relationship has skeletons, right? Well, meeting someone new and then trying to establish a relationship. What advice do you got for the young man over there?
Well, and we touched on this the last episode. Dalton ran into some girl that he was attracted to at the gym. And my word of advice was, it doesn't matter where you are, because there's so many different areas and platforms you can meet your future significant other. You can meet them on different dating websites. You can meet them on Instagram. You can meet them on Facebook. You can meet them on Tinder. You can meet them on Plenty of Fish, Starbucks. You can meet them at the gym. Me and Amanda, we met at a bar in Newport Beach. I mean, it wasn't directly at a bar, but we met through a mutual friend. And the first time we met was at a bar. So it doesn't matter. My parents, they met at a bar. Cole, where did you meet Chrissy?
Bar.
For real.
Technically a
Well,
bar.
okay,
Was
but
it-
where was your
That was
first?
our first meeting at a bar.
Right.
Where was your first point of contact?
First point of contact was like 6 months prior on Instagram.
See, there you go, Instagram, which is awesome. And so the point is, it doesn't matter where you make yourself vulnerable and you put yourself out there, because there's so many different platforms that you can meet individuals.
Yeah.
And you just got to go out there and try. And even if it doesn't work out, like for instance, if you met that girl and you went up to her, you approached her and said, you gave her a compliment and you just asked her for a number and you wanted to hang out in the future, even if she said no, it doesn't matter, because at least you have that clarity. At least you have that closure, which you didn't ask her.
I don't know if he's going to get many no's over here.
Well,
Right.
So let's be honest.
I know.
He
I
ain't
mean,
going to be getting any.
But
many
I know
no's.
he called me up. Called me up. I don't mean to cut you off, Dalton, and I'll let you talk in a moment. But he called me up.
He said like 4 words
I
this
know.
entire time.
I know, but he called me up later that day, and he's like, I met this girl, and she was super attractive, and I was going to ask for a number, and then I didn't. And he was just, at the end of it, he was very disappointed in himself. So that's and we talked about it on episode 1, take action. It doesn't matter what it is in life. You just got to go for it. That way, even if it's a yes or no, or it's a failure or success, but at least at that point. So Dalton, I asked you about this the first episode. You got to get into it now.
Well,
what exactly happened?
Well, I just want to say, I would rather go up to a girl that I find attractive than hit her up on social media, which is kind of interesting.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
'Cause I feel like most guys this age would rather hit them up on social media because it's not as scary. But I hate starting relationships off social media at first. To me, it just never works out. I'd rather create that connection in person first and then start a relationship. But
anyways, okay. So you meet this girl at the gym. Run us through the entire process.
All right, so I'm working out and I see 2 attractive girls. One I'm more attracted to, a blonde girl, and we're making eye contact as we're working out. And in my head, I'm thinking about, why don't I just go up to her and just talk to her and get her number? What do I have to lose? But I hate approaching girls while they're working out at the gym because they don't like being bothered. I'm sure a lot of guys go up to them. So I didn't go up to him. And then, I go in the sauna, I'm chilling there, I'm thinking, damn, I should have just gone up to that girl.
Right.
Like now I'm probably never going to see her again. And I'm thinking, well, what if I see her on the way out and all this stuff? And I'm like, whatever. So I go out of the sauna, I'm walking out of the gym, and I see both of them at the front desk as I'm walking out. And they happen to walk out just as I'm walking out, and they even hold the door open for me.
Oh, that was your opportunity.
I know.
It's a sign from the universe.
Even
from God.
even the way they looked at me, I can tell they wanted to talk to me. But so I'm walking out to my car, and they're in the same direction as me. And in my head, I'm contemplating, like, should I just start a conversation with them, just get their number, or get this girl's number?
Right.
And I didn't. I just kept walking and went to my car, and then afterwards, driving home, I was really upset at myself because what if I never see that girl again?
There will be more.
And that's
I know.
true.
But then again, in the famous words of Shia LaBeouf, just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
You
Just
know?
try, because you never know. And you're going to be like, because you were so pissed off at yourself when you left. Like I said, even if you approached her and asked for a number just to hang out and she said no, you would feel so much better about yourself, though,
Right.
even if it was a failure, because you got to get through all those failures just to get to the successes.
And the way I look at it is it's kind of practice. You just got to practice going up to girls, talking to them, because one day you could come across the girl that you want to marry. Mm-hmm. And what if you're too chicken to go up to her? Because
I remember the first time we went out to a bar, and it was so funny because Amanda wasn't with us, and Dalton, we were all supposed to go out, and Amanda had a family emergency, and I go, you know what, Dalton, let's just go out, guys' night. So we go out to a local bar, and Dalton doesn't drink too much, and this night he drank a little more than he usually does, was feeling good, and he's on the dance floor, and he's a male exotic dancer.
Well, this is funny because this was prior to that. That's why I had to drink so much to feel comfortable dancing.
Exactly. So he's a male exotic dancer. So he already has.
I got a
moves.
question now.
Go ahead.
Keep going.
So we go out to the bar, and Dalton just pounding. I think you were drinking tequila that night.
I had everything. I had Jack Daniels, tequila.
And I don't know if you're
Love
trying to
it.
impress me. I don't know if you're a little nervous. I don't know what the case was, trying to have a good time. But anyway, so we go out, And we get to the bar, and this is when we pull out our ID, and the bouncer checks the ID, and Dalton goes, "I don't have my ID." And I go, "You got to be joking me." So we had to go all the way back home. He gets his wallet. We go all the way back. We finally get in. It's like 11 p.m., 11:30. And all these girls just start flocking around Dalton. It was insane. I've never seen anything like it. And Dalton's, he's out there. He's dancing. He's picking his elbows up, pumping his fist. And he extends his arm and hits this girl in the face. And I go, whoa. Literally, her head went back, like she literally, like her whiplash.
I think I found the title of this episode.
Seriously, her head went back, and I go, whoa. I'd never seen anything like it. I was like freaking out because I didn't know if this girl was going to be okay. She took it like a champ. She kept going. And I think she was just more infatuated by Dalton. Like she got Dalton's attention, and she's continuing to dance. And they finish, the song ends, and we like parted ways. And she gets out like a piece of paper and gives Dalton.
No, towards the end of the night, I was dancing with her.
Uh-huh. Oh, you were? Okay.
Doing some dirty dancing, and that's why I got
dirty
her
dancing.
Ooh.
And she gave you her number, which is crazy because like I've never really seen that. I've never seen a girl after, especially getting hit in the face, like giving her own number out to you.
It's not like I just socked her in the face a bit. I'm gonna get your number.
Well, it wasn't like that, but
was it the full 7 or was it like 4 numbers?
I don't know. I never.
But nonetheless, he did get a number.
That's true.
And so
a number, just one.
I think it was the right one though.
Yeah.
She seemed pretty genuine.
So
911. That's the number she's calling.
So Dalton's going out there. So he's just trying to meet just somebody nice. And I know, what kind of girl are you looking for in particular?
What we're going over girls that he's interested in now?
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, because Dalton is.
I want to know. I want to know why he was drinking so much to begin with. Like he said, he's feeling some type of pressure over there.
Yeah,
I kind of want to get.
Well,
into
that does bring up a good question. I mean, what pressure was it? Pressure because I was putting it on you?
What kind of pressure were
you
talking about?
Were you trying to impress me? I mean, what kind of pressure?
Yeah, I don't know. I just had to drink a lot to go out and dance and have fun.
Wait, you had to drink a lot to try to get out on the dance floor.
Well, because
liquid courage is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Now. Okay.
Yeah. I had to drink alcohol to be confident in myself to dance and talk to girls.
Which, I don't necessarily. You don't have to like drink alcohol, or take any substances, and we don't advise that to be confident in your.
Yeah. I don't think you should rely on it at all.
Yeah, but sometimes, hey, it helped you out that night because you got a number. You got a little comfortable,
Well, at what point in your career?
No.
At what point in your career did you stop, drinking alcohol to make yourself feel comfortable?
He still does. When you go on a tour.
No, I don't really. I have a little shot just because everyone else is just.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of like a
more social,
pump me up type of shot.
I would say
it's like a locker room shot type.
I would say after the first time I performed, it's just like one of those things.
What was that experience like?
It was pretty frightening. It was at a casino in front of a little nightclub. It was a pretty nice nightclub, and it wasn't too many girls that showed up.
And hold on, I don't mean to cut you off. If you want to see Dalton dance in action, what's the IG page?
I don't post on my IG.
No, not your IG, but your group's IG.
It's Men Next Door Uncovered.
Yeah, so if you want to see Dalton in action, because I think he'll surprise you guys.
They don't post too much on dancing. They'll post pictures, but
you've sent me and Amanda, your cousin, a couple of videos on that IG page. So
I mean that's just like little boomerang.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you want to see, just get a little taste, a little glimpse of Dalton's life.
Yeah, right.
Go visit the IG page.
Yeah, but what was that first experience like? You were getting into it. You were in nightclub and what?
Yeah, so I was in a nightclub and this is in Lake Tahoe. So we 8 hours to Lake Tahoe. We drove, and the first night, I think the girls performed the first night because we were with a girl group too, and then we were the second night. So. This is I'm just going along. This is the first time anyone who knows me, I never would get in front on a stage and dance like that. And I obviously drank a lot that night. That was right. I got pretty drunk. I was a little too drunk, but I had to. I felt like I had to. I was so nervous.
Right.
Where'd you learn your moves from?
I don't know. Just natural.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you told me you learned on like YouTube.
No, I just literally I winged it. I don't know what the hell I was doing.
Do they make you learn like the Magic Mike routine?
We have some dances we have to learn.
Like the ones that are like pretty consistent, probably for.
Well, it's like earlier today. You're going on tour in a couple weeks, and you
Yeah.
had an not audition, but you guys rehearsal. Yeah,
Yeah,
earlier
we
today.
have like 3 group acts that we do, and then we do solos,
Okay.
and then hot seats. So yeah, we have to memorize. They're super easy dances.
How
They're
did
not
you
super
How did you
complicated.
fall into that? I'm sorry. Like for me, that's interesting
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's like not many. You don't hear many people
Yeah.
that just like go and do it. Like you fall into it, right?
Well, it was actually, I'll just say my sister's ex-best friend's dad owns the
Okay.
company,
Okay.
and we went on vacation to Cabo probably 4 years ago, and I just got to know him, and he saw my physique, and he saw me dancing on the clubs. He's like, this is the perfect guy to have on tour with me. And so he kept wanting me to do it, but I couldn't do it because of school and work and all that. And then I got to it probably a year and a half ago. I was like, screw it, I'm just going to do it. It would be a good experience. And I wanted to do it actually to boost my confidence. That was probably the
Yeah.
main reason why I did it. And so I just did it, went on tour, just didn't know what to expect, really.
Now, what kind of places were you going to? I know you said Lake Tahoe, like a casino or nightclub, but like,
Yeah.
are there any like places in like a shack in like Alaska or something that you end up in? Like what kind of places are you experiencing?
It's just like bars and clubs, venues.
And they close it down for all the ladies, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
It's not like we don't go to huge like 1,000+ girls,
Right.
but most crowd I've been in front of is probably, I'd say like 300.
That's still a pretty
Who,
good.
who,
sized
who was your
crowd.
Who was your biggest tipper? My mom, because you did a local show, and I remember my mom asked me
I didn't
for a
know
ride.
this.
Yeah, my mom asked me for a ride because she was gonna have a few drinks, so I dropped her off, and I would never drop her off at like a male strip show. But since it's Dalton and I want him to like be supported, so of course I dropped my mom off, and my mom goes up on stage while Dalton's doing his thing. He's doing his solo act. And my mom told him my mom tipped him like several $100. And so I want to know, is my mom been your biggest like customer?
Honestly, I don't know. Because during the night, I just collect money.
Yeah.
I don't know if girls hand me hundreds of dollars bills. I don't really pay attention to who is giving me the most money. Because,
Yeah.
some nights I've made 900, 800, and I don't know
Wow.
who
Wow.
it's coming from.
That's pretty.
I need to get in the profession.
He's making more than before I was on the 40 man in one night.
See, but like I feel like if I were to try out, it'd be like that Chris Farley segment where,
right.
where he's like on Chippendales and like Dalton would be super jacked. I'm over here like do my thing like Chris Farley. Like it wouldn't
Yeah.
even be a comparison.
Well, I mean, the reason I want to bring up the performing under pressure is a big deal, especially trying to boost your own confidence or be more confident in yourself. Like,
See, for me, I still get nervous sometimes, but I learn to channel that nervousness into excitement, and I just channel that energy. And when I'm on stage, I just get in the zone.
Yeah.
And it's that zone that I get into. I don't care about what everyone else is thinking. I'm just doing my thing. And yeah, it's there's a saying, it's called flow state.
okay,
And
Yeah.
it's, a lot of successful people, that's how they get so much done, is you can get so much done in an hour or two. When you get into that flow state, you're just
Right.
so focused, you lose track of time, and you can get so much, the maximum productivity. And
Right.
that's the kind of zone I get into when I'm dancing. I'm just so focused and in the flow. I don't care about anything else in the world, but just in the mood or
Right.
in the zone.
So is that something you experience when you're pitching at the big league level?
Absolutely. I mean, even the smallest thing can take you off your game. Your flow. The one thing that's like for me that pumps me up is making sure that I do the same routine, literally to the minute that I need to go out to the field. Like I have to do the same thing every time, listen to the same song, and if that song doesn't work that night, I'm changing it up. There's a mix and routine, but my routine starts 2.5 hours earlier, 2.5 hours before game time.
But when the Phillies came into town, because you were there and we were rooting for you, it was awesome. Like that was probably like one of the highlights of my life. Just seeing you like go out into Dodger Stadium with like 45,000 fans, that was insane. And like I was so nervous for you, I could not imagine like how you were feeling. And you're a starting pitcher. You've been a starting pitcher your entire life.
That was my first relief appearance ever in my life.
Exactly. So, like, how was that experience for you?
Well, the funny thing is, the night before, I flew into town and met the team in LA, and I was staying at home, so I stayed at home the night, every night that we were in town, and so that was a cool experience. It was weird driving to work. Like, you don't get to actually do that from your actually residence that you went to high school in and all that. Like, that's a rare opportunity for me. But it was. I understand how you feel now driving to work every day. Yeah. Like, I get it.
I'm going to the office. I'm just driving to Dodger Stadium. Like, that's so awesome.
It's a cool thing. It's really cool. I lost my train of thought on that, but it was just
like, what's going through your head like when you get called out, when you're walking to the mound, all those fans are going crazy. What's going through your head?
Most of the time, the fans don't have a place in my mind. Yeah. The only time that they're actually there is when you're off your game, and yeah, you hear the fan that says, you suck ass, and you hear it all.
That's with anything in life. You're gonna get haters.
Yeah.
Do you ever have people approach you like off the field somewhere?
So a cool story was after I made my debut in Kansas City. We flew back that night to Philly. And I go out to get a cup of coffee from the team hotel, and I didn't have a place yet in Philly. And I walk out, and there was a guy that walked out, and the security at the hotel isn't very good. And so I end up having to trying to go out a back door so I didn't have to deal with the autograph hounds. And I ended up walking, and there was this delivery guy, and he goes, "Hey, Irvin, good job last night." I was like, oh, my God. And this is the morning after the day game. And he was just like, "Hey, congrats on your debut. That was awesome to watch." And then the next thing you know, a taxi driver drives by. It rolls down the window. "Cole, great job yesterday. Cole, great job yesterday. Why don't you have personal security around you?" And I was like, "It's because I just made it, bro." But that's the thing is once you become a big leaguer, everyone assumes that you have all that stuff. You're still running on pennies from the minor leagues. Whether or not you have a good signing bonus, you're still running on pennies. Yeah. And so you're trying to save all you can. It's like a normal paycheck. You don't get it right away.
And you have the same agent as Bryce Harper and all these other big league guys, right?
Yeah.
Scott Boras.
Uh-huh.
And how's that?
The B-man's great.
Yeah.
I love Scotty. He's done amazing for me in my career, and just sent me and Kristen and the rest of my family up for a successful career and in life. And so I know when baseball's over, I'll still have a job.
That's so awesome.
And whether that be hopefully with the Boras Corp, because I would love to work for them. But additionally, I would also like to be coaching somewhere too. So who knows where that might be, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And for those of you that don't know, Scott Boras, he's one of the biggest sports agents in every single sport, but primarily baseball. Am I correct?
Right. Yeah. He only does baseball contracts, and he in 3 days on 3 different players grossed over $1 billion in signings.
This past winter,
he's not. Yeah,
insane.
This past winter, and he's not. But he's not taking all of that, right? Those are just he's not taking in $1 billion. It was just that he had $1 billion in signings.
And who are some of the notable names? It was this past. Well, there's
quite a few guys. I mean, any big name you can pretty much assume, unless it's. I think it's public news, public knowledge.
Yeah.
But Chris Bryant, and Harp. Rhys Hoskins.
Isn't Anthony Rendon just signed with the Angels?
Yep. Ryu.
Yeah, crazy.
A lot of guys.
So you're with good representation.
Oh yeah. I mean, you need it when your career starts getting into starts trajectorying when it starts going in a positive direction.
So when you first got called up, your first game, it was on Mother's Day. It was in Kansas City.
Uh-huh.
I remember you called us up, and you knew a day before?
Yeah.
That's insane.
The night before.
So you were in Lehigh Valley.
Uh-huh.
That's in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
It's about 30, 45 minutes away from
It's an hour and 10 minutes from Philadelphia.
Okay. And so you get this call, and who do you get the call from?
My manager, our AAA manager.
for
He called
Lehigh
me,
Valley,
yeah.
the Iron Pigs.
Yep.
You get
Gary Jones.
Okay, so you get called in. Tell us the whole process.
I didn't get called in. We finished a game. I was at the hotel, and I was getting ready to FaceTime Kristen. I was FaceTiming Kristen, and I let it go to voicemail, thinking nothing of it because I was pitching the next day for Lehigh. And I get another phone call, and I was like, Kristen, hey, I got to call you back. Manager's calling. So he calls me, and he goes, Irv, something wrong with your phone? I was like, no. Like, what's up? He goes, hey, I need to make sure that your phone's working at all times. And, what if the big league team calls and they need you? And I was like, what, Skip, you're right. I'll clean it up. Like, I'll make sure that doesn't happen. And he goes, yeah, by the way, this is that phone call. Congratulations. You're making your major league debut in 2 days.
Oh, that's awesome.
And my roommate, I just like stopped stunned, and I still get chills like in the moment, but I just stopped, and I just was like, wait, what? I literally said it just like that. Wait, what? And he goes, yeah, you're going to be making your major league debut. So
that's so awesome.
Were you nervous or were you super excited?
Oh, so excited. But like, I was like, holy shit, I need to call so many people. And that was the toughest part, because you got a million things going on around you and you're trying to still focus on pitching. Mm-hmm. And that was one thing that was really tough for me. And a lot of guys that I've talked to that have made their debut is handling all the tickets, handling all the family that's coming in, organizing everything that's going on. And it was a crazy experience. But anyway, he goes, you got to get your bag from the field, and Jameson will give you a call as our travel secretary. He'll give you a call, and we'll get it all sorted out. I was like, all right, cool, sounds good. and so I called Kristen back. She was the first phone call, and I was like, babe, I'm gonna be making my debut in 2 days. I fly out tomorrow morning. And luckily, I had a teammate that got called up too, not for his debut, but just got a recall. Mm-hmm. And then called dad, called mom, called brother, called everyone else. And then my roommate at the time, Drew Anderson, he goes, I knocked on his door. Hey, buddy, I got to start packing. I'm going up. And he goes, I just hear his girlfriend was in town at the time. He goes, I just hear in the background, oh, hell yeah. Just super excited, and came out and gave me a hug, and got to the field, and I literally got back to the hotel. It was only like an hour after I got home, and then packed my bags and was in Kansas City, and I was in the big leagues for like 3.5 weeks for my first time up, and I won't forget it. It was the best first month of my life, first year of my life, really, even through all the ups and downs.
Yeah. And that's such an awesome experience, but you learned so much because you came up and you were doing great. You were killing it, dude. And then there was some adversity. You went sent back down and you got called back up. Like, what was that process like?
First time going through it, you kind of just accept it and move on. Mm-hmm. And then the second time you're like, all right, what do I need to do to stick? But then you think about the circumstances and then you get over it. By the third time, you're going, holy cow, I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
Like, I want to stay. This stuff is too fun. Like, this is too cool. And that's the toughest part is trying to balance like your emotion of like, man, I should stay, but did I perform well enough to be here?
Yeah.
And I think there's a balancing act in that. And I know a lot of the time I wasn't performing well enough to be able to stay, and I accept that, and I'm very good about moving forward with it too.
And you definitely have the ability to pitch at the big league level. Mm-hmm. I mean, you perform so well in the minor leagues. I've seen you pitch in high school. I've seen you pitch in college. So you definitely have the stuff to be at the big league level. But I would assume when you get to that elite level, it's more mental. It's like battling your own mind at that point.
Well, yeah, but I mean, baseball's still going to be baseball. So
exactly,
I mean,
yeah.
so the only difference is you go from 10,000 fans, max in a night, to some places, 60,000.
Yeah. Does it feel different or does it?
The
kinda
lights
feel
are
the same?
brighter. The lights are brighter. My first big league at bat was at home in Citizens Bank. So
You're taking hacks too. You're not a hitter.
I'm not a hitter, but I'm gonna
taking
absolutely swing
hacks.
out of my butt and try to hit it out.
And if you
And I'm
connect, it's going to
facing-
go
I'm-
500 feet.
Right. I'm facing John Gray, who's 96 to 99 miles an hour. That's how hard he throws his fastball. And I'm like, okay, well, I know I'm going to get fastballs. I know this guy's going to throw me fastballs. I'm a pitcher, and it's my first big league at bat. Well, I take him to 11 pitches, some questionable pitches that I took that were probably strikes. But Greg Harris, he was our old teammate at Servite. He was there for that, and he warned me. He was like, "Hey, your first game at Citizens Bank Park, I'll be there, but you better be swinging out of your ass." I was like, "Okay." And so I was just taking G hacks, right, and fouling balls down the line, just staying alive in the at bat. And by pitch 10, I start hearing the crowd get loud, and I'm going, "What's going on?" I look up, and I got a standing ovation for the at bat because it's 10 pitches. 11 pitch, I walk, the crowd goes nuts. I'm on first base with 2 outs in the big leagues, and I'm going, "What just happened?" Well, the next hitter behind me was Andrew McCutcheon. McCutcheon takes the at bat, I think, to 2-2, hits a ball out. And now I'm trotting around the bases in the big leagues.
Wow.
And I'm not kidding you. The lights have never felt so bright in my life. Like, someone mentioned the other day, as a former other big leaguer, he goes, there's no better feeling than when you're playing really well or at your best in the big leagues. And there was a group of 6 of us, and we were talking to a bunch of high school kids, and all of us unanimously just started smiling, thinking about those moments. And there's been no better feeling than when you're successful at the big leagues. And that's why you want it so much. That's why you want to continue to do it for so long. Yeah. And that's why so many guys stay in the game to stay connected to it and try to get, live that dream of being a consistent player.
So when you go up to the plate, because in the National League, pitchers hit.
Right.
In the American League, there's a designated hitter, so pitchers don't hit.
Right.
So you're fortunate enough to play for the Phillies, who are in the National League.
Right.
Do the coaches tell you to swing away, or
they've told me to swing.
Okay. Is there other pitchers that they tell them don't swing, just take as many pitches as you can?
Take till you get a strike, or take till you get But at that level, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to swing a bat.
Yeah, which is true. So you're up there just hacking away.
Yeah.
And have you had a major league home run
Yeah,
yet?
my first hit was off Cole Hamels in Wrigley Field, and it was right up the middle. He threw a cutter that was supposed to probably start middle and end up away, but it started in and just ran middle. And I saw the whole it was crazy to me because I'm not a hitter, but I've never seen a ball move perfectly into a barrel ever in my life. I got it on the bottom part of the bat, but I saw the whole thing coming in, and I went, "Oh, that's why guys get so many hits off me." That makes so much sense.
And you have a great swing too. For not being a hitter, you just freaking hack.
Yeah, I enjoy hitting. I take pride in
So
hitting.
you haven't hit a home run yet, right?
No.
Okay, is 2020 going to be the first Cole Irvin major league home run?
I want it to be. I want to get that ball.
Yeah, and because you swing so damn hard, and it's a great swing. It's not like it's uncontrolled. It is a controlled hard swing.
Yeah.
So when you make contact, this thing's going to leave the park. It's going to be
let's at least just touch the bases first.
Yeah, and we will be rooting for you no matter what. Every single time you come to the plate, we definitely are watching.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy having you guys watch, and it's definitely worth it for sure.
So not only do you play baseball, but you're into other business avenues as well. You were on the phone last night, and you were talking to video game. I don't know the whole verbiage, but you're talking to other business associates.
Yeah, I was talking to a bunch of members of an organization, and
you can give them a shout out too.
Homeland Gaming.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, they're. I was talking to everyone just about goals and making sure you stay as a team and being a team leader and stuff like that. So I had a lot of fun. I enjoy gaming a lot, but I think I enjoy the connections that I've had through gaming more than the actual gaming itself, because I've realized as the games get better, the worse I get. But I grew up around gaming. I'm not sure if you guys did, but like I really enjoy video games, and recently I just got invited to represent the Phillies as an influencer for the esports for NHL, and
Oh,
I'll be going to
awesome.
the All-Star game.
That's gonna be
For
so
that.
cool.
Yeah, so NHL All-Star game, be on the lookout.
And you're in some video games, right? For being in the big leagues.
Yeah, I'm in MLB The Show.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So is this a company you started?
Yeah. Homeland Gaming's. I started it back in July, and with Sean Connell and Nick D'Onofrio, and both of them are, one's a firefighter, Sean's a firefighter, and the other's a I'm not sure, he works for a tow company, but he like does more, he more like repos cars. like gets cars back when that haven't been paid for, and he does it in Chicago too. So he said he's had a couple times where guns have been drawn on him.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So how does that work? I didn't know you can start a company in gaming.
Yeah, so esports, I mean, esports is really just taking off, and anywhere from NHL, which the Homeland team's in a $15,000 tournament right now. The Fortnite winner from last year, I'm not sure if you guys knew this, I think he made like $3.4 million or something like that.
Whoa.
And the tournament itself was worth $1 billion in Fortnite. And,
Wow.
and it's,
I had no idea.
So
That's
you
insane.
compete. That's how you make your money.
and you compete, and it's Major League Soccer has the EMLS, and they just the Philadelphia Union just signed one of the Philadelphia Eagles athletes to the team as a player, and it's amazing how widespread the esport culture has gone, and Homeland is basically set out to change the narrative. So I'm trying to help coach and teach that gaming shouldn't be taking advantage of players, because players should earn what they keep, right? I mean, I earn what I keep, I earn what I do, and these kids have an amazing gift and moving their thumbs really quick. Like, yeah, it sounds weird when you say it, but these guys play every night, and they play as much as athletes do, but it's easier to sit down and watch a screen than it would be being an actual physical player. But knowing the dynamics of the game is I think is a skill in itself.
So it's sports games.
And sports games to shooters like Call of Duty is a big one. The buy-in for a professional Call of Duty team is $24 million.
Whoa, $24 million?
For a buy-in for a 6-man team. Buy-in.
What does that mean, a buy-in?
Like, that's how you enter the tournament.
And
okay.
So what is...
And it's a travel thing too.
So if you came out first prize, what are you winning when your buy-in's $24 million?
I couldn't tell you.
I would imagine it's huge.
I couldn't tell you, because I mean, that's stuff that's kind of a little bit beyond me.
Yeah.
And I really try to do my best to keep my eye on what's going on and what's trending and stuff. But like, I was told the other day that like Tetris is making a comeback, and like Tetris tournaments like pay like $10,000, like if you win a Tetris tournament.
So if you don't mind me asking, like, your gamers, how much do they make?
They make what they play. Like I don't pay them at all.
Okay.
So whatever they make is what they keep.
How much do they?
It's just we're a process to allow people to notice them. Think of us as like a farm system or a farm team with no affiliation. We're an independent contractor, basically. And we basically produce talent and allow these kids to grow and flourish, and we give them that platform to show what they can do.
So let's say there's a teenager gamer out there and he wants to make money gaming. Like, what's a realistic number that he can make?
I think in 1 year, depending on how he's marketed, he could be making anywhere between, if he's pretty talented, say he's 18 years old, because I think most tournaments and most things you got to play are 18. Booga, I think, won at 16. He's the Fortnite champion. So certain tournaments are a certain age group or certain age restrictions. But let's just say it is Fortnite. If he were to finish and playing wagers and stuff throughout the whole entire year, there's no question that a kid can make, 15,000 if they were good at the game.
Wow.
In a year without like trying to market themselves.
Yeah. So it's like a realistic money making opportunity out there now.
Yeah. So like in Philadelphia, they're building an esports arena. You go out to Vegas, they got at the Pyramid, they have an esports arena in there. I think they have 2 in there actually. In Denver, Colorado, they have an esports arena there. They're building one in downtown LA. Like the esports culture is absolutely thriving right now, and there's a lot of money in it. So I mean, for any millennial really, and this is millennial mindsets, right?
Right.
If you're a millennial, like, and you grew up around gaming, there's no reason why you should be told you can't be in gaming.
Yeah.
Because the opportunity is just out there. The opportunity to really do what you love. Like a lot of people love gaming. When they go home, how they decompress is gaming.
And it's not even just so much like gaming too, but it's watching people play. Because you have a Twitch account, right?
Twitch. Yeah, and Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, you got it all.
And what are your account names?
Just Swerving Gaming, or just use Homeland Gaming for YouTube, because I play a game called Rust, and it's kind of like Minecraft. If you don't know what either of those are, it's basically you have to build your safe houses, you have to harvest all the material to build the safe houses, and then you have to craft your weapons. You have to basically, and you start literally naked. You start as a naked, and then you eventually become.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a high level strategic ability and like to play video games. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then every week you completely restart.
Yeah, and it's a talent too, because I've tried. Both my brothers love to play video games.
Yeah.
And I've tried, and I'm just not good.
Me too.
So I give credit where credit is due. And if you have a talent for video games, I mean, more props to you. I give you all the credit you deserve.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. And there's games out there that you can like role play. I know Grand Theft Auto, if you play on PC, you can basically live a second life. Yeah. And a lot of people are into that right now. And it's a trending thing. And I it's fun to play a role. Like I've played a mechanic on Grand Theft Auto for a couple weeks, and I kind of stopped doing so. But like you could collect like these modded servers. Like you're allowed to put like in 67 Mustangs. Like people make these things. They code it all out, and then they put it in Grand Theft Auto, and then all these people can go to that dealership. There's a guy that runs the dealership that's a human. And then you buy all those cars and stuff from that guy. And then it's just like you're running things in real life. And games today are just absolute. I'm waiting for a game that combines the likes of Grand Theft Auto with
VR
with like sports games.
Yeah,
it's like where you live an athlete lifestyle. I'm waiting for that to drop.
It's crazy just to see the technology of video gaming, where it was when we were kids and where it is now. Like, where do you see, because you're a gamer, where do you see video games going in the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years and beyond?
I couldn't tell you, because they're always pushing the envelope. Yeah. Me and my brother the other day, we were using my VR headset, and we were playing Gran Turismo, and we were literally...
That game's sick, by the way. I used to have that game back
I
in the
love
day.
that game. I love cars. I'm a big car guy. Probably speaks to Kristen and I relationship a little bit better, because we can relate to cars, and we talk a lot about racing and all that. Well, we were doing the VR, and I had the steering wheel, and I got the pedals and stuff. Worth it if you ever get into sim racing. Get off your pad, like enjoy it. But we put the VR headset on. We were literally sitting in the car, like you're sitting in there. Your hands are here, and it feels like you're that far away.
So insane.
And you're sitting looking over. Like we drove a Huracan. We drove a GT3 Nissan GTR. I think that's what it was.
Sick.
And then we drove Formula One.
Wow.
And I'm not kidding you. It was so exhilarating. Yeah, you don't have the motion of where you're going in the car and stuff, but I'm glad it doesn't, because I don't want to feel like I'm going to flip. But it's such a awesome feeling. It's a really cool thing. But we were doing time trials in it. So to be able to combine all those things, and yeah, it's a lot of electricity, but to be able to combine all those things together to make that experience as real as it felt, really kind of makes me excited, but and concerned at the same time for what's coming.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we just came back from Vegas too, and they have all these virtual reality scenarios. So it's definitely going in that direction. It's so crazy. And it's like when we were growing up, I didn't get my first cell phone until I was a senior in high school. And it's because my parents made me get that cell phone because my brother was playing lacrosse, I was playing baseball. He was a year younger, I was a year older, and we needed to know like when my parents were going to pick me up, if I had to drive my brother home. So we all had these crazy different schedules. So I got the Motorola Razr.
Yeah.
And that phone was awesome.
Oh, great.
Senior in high school. And now to see where cell phones are now, I mean, you have these touch screens and you can literally access
iPads are phones.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, you can literally access anything at your fingertips.
Yeah.
I mean, now they have a phone on an iWatch. It's like a phone on your wrist. It's crazy.
It's pretty, it's insane. And Amanda,
which is great if you like running and conditioning and stuff. Get the Apple iWatch. Like,
I want to get one.
Yeah,
for working out, your heart rate variability.
You don't even need your phone on you because you can put the cellular data on it, and then you put your AirPods in, and it's like you don't have your phone. You don't need anything else on it. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Amanda's nieces and nephews, they have cell phones now, and they're in like the first, second, third grade, and it's like, what do you need a cell phone for?
Is that true?
And they know how to do more stuff than I know how to do. Like they're posting YouTube
videos. Amanda's niece,
Caitlin teach him how to email.
Yeah, like she's teaching me how to
Oh my
work
gosh.
Amanda's niece has a YouTube channel. It's insane. And she always says, don't forget to subscribe and turn the notifications on. I mean, she knows.
Which that's the cue to make sure you subscribe and like and follow these
comment,
guys.
turn on the notification. But it's like, you're like in the second grade and you know how to do this? I didn't even know what the heck was going on when I was in high school. And just to see where technology has come from that point, like the next 10 years, it's going to be insane. I mean, Elon Musk, he's trying to go to Mars right now. He's trying to colonize Mars, red rocks. Yeah. I mean, it's like so insane. Like that's like the new frontier is like buying real estate on other planets. Yep. And I think, in our lifetimes, we're going to see that. And it's like so insane just to even like think about that.
What do you got on the Cybertruck?
On the side, I mean, I think the technology. And I love Elon Musk and I love Tesla. Shout out to Tesla, Elon Musk. They're doing an awesome job. They are.
We're gonna tag them in the video.
We should, but they're doing such an awesome job. The truck, I think it's a little too futuristic for right now. The design. I'm talking about the design.
Yeah.
The technology's awesome. And
I'm sorry, I'm waiting for the first ad to come out or news report to come out that someone took this freaking truck to the bank and tried robbing it.
How funny was that though when they were introducing the truck and he's like, test the windows. He takes, I don't know if it was a sledgehammer or a rock, something. He hit the window and it cracked.
It just completely cracked.
And he goes, oh, we need to go back to the drawing board.
It was so funny.
But I think the technology is awesome, and I fully support electric vehicles. I really do.
Yeah.
And I think they're going in the right direction. I just think the actual design of it, I think it needs to improve. And that's just my honest opinion. I know I've talked to some friends, I've talked to my parents, some family members about it, and they agree with me. I mean, what do you think about the design?
I don't know. I'm not sold on the design.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on giving people armored vehicles to drive around in public. But at the same time, I think it's a cool way to think about what's coming in the future. Yeah. I think it does speak to that a lot. But then again,
to me, it looks like something that you'd drive on in Mars or something.
It's definitely something from Halo, and
that's spot on. I was trying to think of something, and that's exactly.
If you've ever played Halo, it's so funny.
But yeah, I don't know. I think they just need to work on the design. I mean, nonetheless, they are going to sell it. There are going to be huge purchase orders for the truck just because of the technology. It's awesome. Yeah. Going to the gas station every single week or every 2 weeks, how often you drive, I think that's a little overrated. Especially if you're helping the environment with the electricity. I think that's awesome. But they need to work on the design a little bit. They need to make it a little more eye friendly.
I mean, I think that was their way of making it as fuel efficient as possible, as aerodynamic as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
How about your electric vehicle, Brian?
What was that, Amanda?
How about your electric vehicle?
Well, I mean, I got a smart car. I mean, I have
Oh,
I have
and-
two
and
cars.
and I'm gonna.
Design on it.
It's a great design on it. I love what you did with it. I love the wrap. For those that don't know, we're gonna post a photo of it for sure after this episode drops.
You can just go on my Instagram. There's a photo of it.
Where? I keep looking for it to share.
You got to keep
people.
scrolling down. You just screenshot it and just post it on your IG.
That's what I was gonna do.
Do it.
I was trying to find that photo to post for your birthday the other day.
You should have.
That's what I was trying to do.
I have two cars. I have a smart car, one of them, and it's awesome. I love it. It's fully electric.
Yeah.
You plug it in, and you charge it overnight, and it's ready to go. And I mean, it only lasts like 80 miles, but just that technology alone, I love it. That's why I'm fully sold on electric vehicles.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. And then my other car, obviously, it's a gas guzzler.
Yeah.
And I just think, filling your car with gas every week, like I said, every 2 weeks, I just think it's a little overrated. Electricity, because I love the earth. And if I can help any way I can, I'm going to definitely do it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why this bracelet's for the ocean. It's called For Ocean, believe it or not. And it's a pound of trash, basically, that gets recycled. Every bracelet is a pound of trash that's removed from the ocean.
Wait, is this like trash recycled, or are they using the proceeds to collect the trash out of the ocean?
I think they're both. Both, I think. I haven't done much research. Kristen has, and I need to do a better job of understanding the research. But
That's really cool. So
but it's really
doing
good.
your part.
I'm trying to do my part, but this is for the orcas because it's black and white. I like orcas.
Orcas are sick.
Big fan of orcas.
Orcas are sick.
Yeah, they're badass.
They are. Did you know that there's a difference between orcas and killer whales?
No.
No,
Yeah,
this?
they're two separate. They're technically two separate species.
What?
Orcas feed on like seaweed and small fish, and killer whales feed on like big
Sharks.
Wait,
sharks. And
I heard they'd be eating great white
What
sharks.
was blackfish?
orca.
That was an orca.
So small fish.
Are they the same but just smaller?
Yes.
So they look the same but just different size.
Yes, but I think you can tell the difference between both. I think I need to do a better job now. All the orca people are going to come after me, but
Is that what's the documentary on Netflix?
Blackfish is the
Okay.
is the one against SeaWorld.
Interesting. Is there anything else we need to touch on, guys?
I think that's it. We're about
We're-
hour
we're-
20 in.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy because I knew our second episode was going to be that much better than the first, especially having Cole on our show.
Yeah.
I was super excited. I was super pumped that you were going to be on our show, and I'm so thankful. So
I'm
thank
glad
you
we
so-
got. I'm glad we got this done because I mean
I know.
I'm leaving very soon and it's been cutting. But I want to help you guys too with the. So I thought I was coming. Like I said, I thought I was coming over as the tech guy, and I'm glad that I got here to be able to be on the show.
And you're going to be leaving to where? Clearwater? For all our fans who want to follow Cole, you're going to be Clearwater for spring training.
So yeah, spring training. I'll be in Clearwater, Florida. So that's where I'll be at, and then season starts. I'll be in Philadelphia or Allentown.
I thought
Pennsylvania.
not Lehigh Valley.
It's the same
Oh,
place.
okay. I'm not from there, so thanks
Well,
for
I
clarifying that.
reference Allentown because it's who's a famous artist sang about Allentown. I forget who it was. I think it was Springsteen.
Yeah. And we're going to have Cole. You're going to be on future episodes.
Yeah.
We hang out all the time. During the season, it's a little tough because you're always traveling for
I
baseball.
can call in.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah, we
awesome
can do
too. Or, we're definitely going to check out Cole too. I mean, we're going to be flying to Florida hopefully in February to watch you pitch during spring training.
Yeah.
I'm going to be looking forward to that. And I'm assuming you're going to be playing at Dodger Stadium sometime this season, so maybe you can make an appearance.
Well, we play the AL West this year.
Ooh, that would be cool.
So we
Against
get
Angels?
Angels come to us.
Okay. But we'll definitely get you on future episodes. I'm sure
Absolutely.
our fans are going to be looking forward to that.
So where can people find you on your? And you said you have your YouTube for your gaming and
Yeah.
Instagram.
So just follow me, Swervin_Irvin19. That is my social media, and pretty much everything that I do will be filtered through that. So you can find everything I do and what I stand for on those sites.
And if you want us to ask Cole any questions next time he makes a guest appearance, leave it in the comments below. You know, because I'm sure we touched on a ton of stuff, but I'm sure there's more stuff people would like to know about you.
Yeah.
Our next episode, it is confirmed. I got the text message from Amanda. We're going to get Ciara, your sister, on our next podcast. And she's going to be a great guest too.
And if for anyone doesn't know, Ciara is she used to be the yellow Power Ranger.
Like not even like just like some random
the yellow Power Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
she filmed 2 seasons. And
Which Power Rangers was it?
Megaforce.
Megaforce. Okay.
Yeah.
There's so many.
And she still goes to like all the Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
And so she has a huge fan base. And I'm sure they're going to love her being on our show just to get a little more inside scoop from her, you know, her more personal side.
And she has a couple movies coming out as well, but we'll get more details.
I can't wait to listen.
Yeah. And then also future episode, we're going to get Cole's fiance. We're going to get Chrissy on the show. And I want to get Amanda on the show because I think if Chrissy gets on the show, I think Amanda's going to be that much more comfortable, especially if we have a bottle of wine. Then they're for sure. If we bribe them with some wine, and she's holding up 2
she's
bottles
got
right
2
now,
bottles over there.
she's double fisting.
She's ready to go.
But if we bribe them with some wine,
Yeah.
and I'm sure Ciara, she's going to love wine. Well, she's a whiskey drinker though.
She drinks wine too.
Yeah.
But whatever she wants, we'll give her.
We'll loosen her up a little bit, and that way she can spill the beans on all the behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, we're definitely going to get her on the show. We're going to have a good time. We're planning on getting several other guests. And like I said, we're going to get Cole on a future episode. And Cole, thank you so much for being on this episode. And we wish you nothing but the best for 2020.
Okay, one last thing.
Yeah.
For any inspiring baseball player who wants to be a professional one day, what's a couple words that you would say to them?
Don't take for granted the basic things about baseball and work harder than the guy next to you, because when you get to the ranks of professional, that person's trying to take your job. And I think that says a lot for the mentality that a lot of the big league guys go through. And so always assume that someone's gonna take your job, and don't let them.
Right. Be the hardest worker in the room.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, I think that's going to conclude episode 2. Thank you so much, Cole Irvin, for coming out.
Cole.
Thank you, Dalton. And
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you. And this is awesome, guys. I can't wait for more episodes to come. That wraps up episode 2 of Millennial Mindset.